Hi guys, how's everyone doing? I think Jason's gonna make a run for paper towels for us.
Hi guys.
It's a nice day. It's getting a little bit chillier, but it was in the 70s today, and it's almost 6 o'clock. But we need what? I don't know if we need toilet paper, but paper towels, maybe toilet paper and Lysol wipes or whatever you want.
Okay.
So you can just get the small, like 4 roll of toilet paper or something, because I don't know. We go to Dollar General. It's right down the street, and our chairs go 7.5 miles an hour. I do. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Alrighty. So while he's off, I'm going to talk about something fun today. I had no topic. Love you. Be careful. I didn't have a specific topic today, although I have many topics that I would like to get to. So, that we could just gab a little bit about the 80s. That's our garage door. So, okay. So, the 80s. Who remembers this? Ha ha ha. Yeah, right? Come on now. I have some friends who are like 20 and they don't know what this is, but yeah, we all know, right? Who watched this? I was an avid Thundercats watcher growing up. Oops. All Transformers, GoBots, the Smurfs, all these cartoons, Heathcliff, Garfield, did I say G.I. Joe? He-Man, even She-Ra, Gem and the Holograms, that was one of my favorites too. It was kind of weird because I was like a real like tomboy, but then I really liked Gem. Now, a lot of these you probably remember, or maybe, actually had storylines, and some of them had comics. I believe He-Man was a comic, and G.I. Joe was a comic, and some of these really were dark for comics, and then they put them, to the 80s cartoon, and it kind of dulled it down just a little bit so kids could watch it and it wouldn't be too scary for them. But I remember the He-Man comic and the G.I. Joe comic being a lot more, I guess, adult, or more just something like where, Cobra wasn't beat like every single episode and made to look like idiots, Now, of course, the good guy, they in the end they win, but we know from a lot of other stuff that we've watched, that we just know from life that the good guy is gonna win, but sometimes it's gonna look like the bad guy is gonna win for a while. But those cartoons always made it seem like the enemy was all just bumbling idiots and all, but we had all the figures from every, like, a lot of the cartoons. I even had it, that guy named Leoric from the Visionaries cartoon. I don't know if you guys have watched that one, but we watched that, and we watched so many of those. Even like Fat Albert, we watched Gumby. I think that was the 70s actually, but that was probably the first cartoon I remember. Actually, was Gumby. But yeah, I mean, remember like all these villains that you're just like, who thinks up these? Well, I guess Hanna-Barbera did back then, and who else? Who else were the main cartoon guys. Hanna-Barbera, and I really can't think right now of some of the other ones, but do you remember Thundar the Barbarian? That was one that I watched a lot. Let's see, what were my favorites? Like I said, Gem and the Holograms. I kind of did like She-Ra a lot, because she's He-Man's twin. I think they had to think of something that girls could watch because back then they felt like girls couldn't watch the quote unquote boy shows, but we did all the time. I have an older brother, and I was wearing all his hand-me-down G.I. Joe shirts and He-Man shirts, and we never cared, and we liked it, and we had the figures, and we battled it out once in a while, and let's see here. But I kind of even liked the lessons that they had at the end of each episode. Now, I know they were kind of corny and they were 80s and they were just trying to, but they were trying to get kids to learn something, even in their fun, and that's how kids learn, especially young kids, but all kids. They are having fun, but they're still learning, and there's a lesson in fun and games. And so I think that's kind of what they wanted kids to get out of the cartoon, whatever you were watching. Let's see, I know I said GoBots. What was our main? Our main ones were He-Man, G.I. Joe, Rainbow Bright, Transformers, Gem, She-Ra. We just watched a lot of the boys' shows that no one ever cared because, we just liked them all. There was one called Cops that I watched. Jason watched the Back to the Future cartoon. He's seen some that I haven't seen, and I've seen some that he hasn't seen, of course. I think Captain N was the 90s. Oh, Silverhawks. That's another good one. Silverhawks. It was on after Thundercats, and whereas Thundercats, of course, is a bunch of cats, and Lionel was obviously a lion, and Panther was a panther, and all it's kind of self-explanatory there. But the Silverhawks were futuristic androids. I get cyborgs. Wait, they were cyborgs. I think I'm having a hard time. I think they had some cybernetic limbs, and so they fought in space. That was a popular one that we watched, and we have the toys too and stuff. I don't have all of my toys. I lost one. Oh, this upsets me to this day. I tell you what. I'm 40 years old. So 2 years old. 32 years ago. I'm in 3rd grade, 8 years old. I had a Scarlet figure, Scarlet from G.I. Joe. The old toy, of course. I'm 8 years old, and so I took her to school for show and tell, and I was going to take her with me to lunch, and one of my so-called friends named Jody Johnson is like, hey, well, you should just leave her in your desk because I don't know what he said, because I'm stupid me, right? I'm thinking, no, I should take her with me, right? But I never did what I thought as a kid, otherwise I really feel like I would be better off. But so I put her on my desk. Next thing I know, she's gone, and I know Jody took her. So I asked him, and of course he said no, and that was the end of that, and my Scarlet figure was gone. And now I just keep thinking about it because you know what, I have a touch of OCD, and so I take care of my stuff. I have a doll, just stuffed animal, but still a doll from when I was 6 years old. Who else has their dolls for 34 years, right? So I know I would have had that Scarlet figure still in my possession in excellent condition like I have all my other toys. I've got Wily Kit from Thundercats. I have Chitara. I've got a Rainbow Bright little 3-inch little figure. I've got so many toys. I've got Ninja Turtles. I've got all these. I have X-Men figures. I know that Scarlet figure would have been just fine, but she's gone. Key, always listen to yourself. So anyway, that'd be kind of funny if that kid is right now is watching this video thinking, who is this girl? I don't remember this at all. Because, no one remembers what they did when they were 8 years old, but I do. Or he might be going, oh man, that Scarlet figure, I dropped her outside one day and lost her. See, I would still have her. I don't know what happened to her, but that's my bad for listening to another kid, right? So, and then I had, what is Zartan's triplet sister's name? Is it Zandra or something? They decided later in G.I. Joe that Zartan had to have, that he was a triplet, and so he's got a twin or triplet brother and sister. And I had the girl, and she was so awesome to figure because, she glowed in the dark. And she was really cool. I think my older brother still has her. Like, I don't know why I didn't loan her. I gave her to him for safekeeping, so I'm sure he still has her, but she's no longer in my possession either. So I technically don't have any G.I. Joe people. I think I actually have one. I have Storm Shadow. I want to say yes. And we watched that Toy Hunter, and some of those are worth a fortune now, but you know what? Some have to be in their boxes. And I did take care of all my stuff, but I usually took them out of the box to play with them. So mine would be worth a lot less than somebody who left theirs in their box. But, so, pending that though, I have like so many toys. I have Pogs. Like I said, I have X-Men, although that was 90s. But I have so many of the 80s toys. Even when I went to McDonald's, I got some of those Happy Meal toys. But as far as old cartoons go, hey, what are your favorite old cartoons? Everyone has an old favorite. Don't be embarrassed. It's okay. Like, hey, I just sat here and said that Gem and the Holograms is one of my favorite cartoons. Now look, I'm sorry, don't watch the movie. I was so excited for the movie, and it came out on my birthday even, and so I'm like, yes, Gem, finally. No, you don't need to watch the movie. No, but it's okay. The cartoon is good, and they have a comic now. I really, I need to. I'm gonna have Jason when he comes back put a picture of the comic, because Gem is a comic, and they did change it up a little bit, but it's good. I'm not up to date with them. I think I mentioned I have dyslexia, and so I read very slowly, and I tend to get lazy when I'm reading, and I just stop. So I read the first comic, and it was awesome. I'm only in the second one. I know there must be at least up to 4 by now. So, but check out the comic and check out the cartoon. And for you younger guys, if you want to see good cartoons, yeah, check out the old 80s stuff because I mean this is just me and Jason's opinions, but these newer cartoons today they just don't stack up. I don't know if they're trying to make them like the old ones, but they just can't for some reason, or they're trying to switch things up, or I don't know. But it's just not working. Maybe we're old fashioned, I don't know. But yeah, check out some of the old stuff. They did make a newer He-Man cartoon and a newer Thundercats cartoon, but I really didn't feel like they stacked up to the originals. I just didn't. The He-Man one was okay. And I'm really sorry, but we checked out the She-Ra on Netflix and just could not get past the second episode. I understand where they were trying to go, and I like the idea, and I think it's, but I'm maybe like I said, I'm just old fashioned, or I don't know, because Netflix puts out such amazing things, like amazing things, but I just could not get over the She-Ra cartoon, and I'm like, oh no, I just can't. So, 80s humor and all that stuff, it may seem a little corny, or it may seem kind of, but I mean, to me, most of the original things are like way better than any remake or any reboot or any. And maybe that's what the issue is. It's just the original versus the new one to me. I don't know. So, yeah, let me know what your favorites are, okay? If you want to hear more about cartoons or about a specific cartoon, or just if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you're saying, hey, I love the new She-Ra, what are you talking about? I'd love to hear from you. Just anything you guys have to say. We're always, wanting you to voice yourselves and just get together and talk. And I'm not sure what else to say. Oh, I do know what to say. Hey, I do actually. I should have shown it to you. Jason bought me a replica of the Sword of Omens. Speaking of all this Thundercat stuff, and I'm wearing my shirt and everything, I actually have a real Sword of Omens. Now it doesn't do the when he's going thunder. It doesn't get longer or anything like that, but it is an actual sharp, realistic sword. So that is pretty cool, because I used to have the little toy that lit up, and I don't know if it made noise or not, I can't remember, but my dad sat on it and he broke the handle. We taped it back together, but of course you can't put batteries in it and it still worked. But I still do have the old one, even though it's broken. And so I have a real one too. That's how much I love that cartoon and other 80s cartoons. And so I have toys from back then. I have replicas. I have all these. So yeah, if you're interested in any of these, He-Man, G.I. Joe, Transformers, of course, all the new movies are obviously, spawns of the cartoon, and so you could get lost in all these, just trying to check them out. Even I think on YouTube there's a bunch of old 80s cartoons intros. You can just type in like 80s cartoon intro, and I think it'll pop up with like a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, well, I think that's got it. I've got to let the boys in because they've been yelling at me for the past few minutes now. So, and then Jason's at Dollar General, so he'll get back in a minute and he'll help me fix up this video. And thank you for listening. Share this with all of your 80s nerds. And so if you have any t-shirts, if you have anything, you could take pictures and show them to us too, just however you feel. We are 2 feet below, and it's nice talking to you guys. Check you later.